it's Kristen Redman, and today we're going to go over the planetary aspects that are surrounding us and affecting us for this week, April 24th through May 1st. And man, do we have a bunch of Taurus energy this week. Whoa. Taurus is an earth sign, okay? So it's all about anything that has to do with the earth, physical body, money, anything physical. Is kind of what earth signs represent, okay? It's about practicality. It's about being grounded. It's about structure and realistic thinking, okay? People say stick in the mud, you're boring and stuff, but you're really kind of a structured type of person that gets things done because you're practical, okay? You see things for the reality of what they are. And so when the sun goes into an earth sign like that, it also kind of puts that on us, that it's time to really start thinking in practical terms, right? So our sun transited into Taurus last Thursday. When it starts shining its rays in that sign of Aries, like it was for the past month, we're focused on new beginnings. We're focused on starting and initiating new things and changes, and we're really fired up to do it because it's a fire sign, okay? Now that the sun has started to shine those warm and exciting new rays into an earth sign like Taurus, which is practical, now we're focused on actually getting these things done, working through to get these new beginnings done. And it's good too, because on Wednesday of this week, our Taurus sun is going to make a really good connection with the moon, okay? The sun is our outer self, or just our ego. It's us. It's you. And the moon represents your inner self, your inner drive. Outer drive, inner drive. And the moon is also going to be in an earth sign too that day. It's going to be in Capricorn. And Capricorn is a sign of working hard to get things done. So this Wednesday is going to be a really good day. If you have initiated some new things to start, okay, if you've really put in a lot of legwork, you've been working really hard, you put into the new moon for all these new beginnings of something that you wanted. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a new relationship, maybe it's, I don't even know, you name it, whatever it is. And if you've really started to put a lot of practical steps into it and you're waiting for changes to happen, Wednesday is a good day for things to start getting done. It'll be a good day for you to cross off a bunch of stuff on your to-do list. It's fantastic because it's a good thing, because Mercury, that planet of communication and action and movement, it's going to be going retrograde on Thursday. It is going to be going retrograde in the sign of, you guessed it, Taurus. Everything has to do with Taurus this week. So much practical energy. It's like the universe is telling us, stop being in your head, stop doing this, stop now it's time to make practical steps. There's so much of that energy now that's going on, and a lot of that focuses this week. So Mercury, which is our planet of thought and communication, it's going retrograde with a bunch of other planets. Okay, we've got so many planets retrograde this week, but right now we're going to focus right on Mercury. Mercury does not like being in the sign of Taurus, okay? Mercury is all about speed and getting things done, and Taurus is the total opposite. Taurus will kind of sit around and dig its little horn things, because it's the bull, so it likes to kind of dig itself in and stubbornly cling to something until it can get it done. It wants to practically see things get done. So when Mercury goes into that sign, it's kind of restricted, and it doesn't like that. It slows our communication down. It slows our thought process down. And Mercury retrograde naturally is going to slow down communications anyway, so they're going to be ultra slowed down in the next 3 weeks. You're going to be losing emails. Things aren't going to send. Calls aren't going to go through. Calls won't be returned. There's a lot of miscommunications that are going to happen. Expect crazy things to happen with your computer. That's just what happens in a Mercury retrograde, okay? But it may be a little bit more so because we're in that sign of Taurus too. So Mercury's all anti-Taurus, and it's not going to like it. But the cool thing is, okay, even though it's a time when it slows down communications, and, I always think that, like, Mercury retrograde gets, speaking of Mercury, hold on a second, that's funny, my phone starts ringing in the middle of that. Hold on, let me do this and I'll get back. Okay, I just think that's hilarious about the phone and communications and getting in the way, and it's totally Mercury retrograde. And even though it's not retrograde yet, last Thursday started what they call the storm, okay? It's when Mercury starts slowing down before it actually stops in retrograde. So certain people will be affected a little bit more about the Mercury retrograde before it actually happens, okay? So if you are a Gemini, or if you are a Virgo, or if you've got really strong Gemini or Virgo influences, because they are both ruled by the planet Mercury, you're going to be affected a little bit more so than your average guy when it comes to those Mercury retrogrades. So, anyway, humorous. Another thing too with retrogrades, okay, like I said, people that are Geminis or Virgos are going to be a little bit more affected by it. So you may find that you're, golly, I keep going like in the dark here. Here, sorry. Ooh, I just want to like not be like in the dark, like I'm being interviewed like in some like witness protection program or something. Here, if I sit just like this and don't move, you can see me. Anyway, okay, so Mercury and the retrograde, and I'm all sidetracked here now. Let's just say that, okay, with Mercury, the Geminis and the Virgos in your life, you may find that their thought process and their communication style is a little bit off during the next 3 weeks. They may be a little more withdrawn, and they may be focused on a lot of practical matters like their money or their body or whatever. Just give them a break, okay? Because Mercury is the planet of thought, and it rules their sign, and when it goes retrograde, it kind of puts them into like a little bit of a spin, okay? So if they're not really getting back with you as quick as you'd like or whatever, give them a break, okay? They're just kind of really reflecting a lot, and they're really within their own mind, because their mind's not operating on that total like frequency that it's used to, especially since it's in Taurus. Like, totally give them a break, okay? But anyway, other things for the rest of us to keep in mind too during retrograde times. This is the time you really don't want to sign any contracts, because Mercury really rules contracts. So don't sign a lease, don't buy a new car, don't get a new house. Like, anything that you have to actually sign your name on a dotted line, it really will not go through correctly. You'll find that. Like, the paperwork won't go through efficiently, and then you'll have to re-sign it, or you won't get approved for the loan, or just things will get jarbled up and confused. So it's not really a good time for that. Just wait a few weeks if you can. If you can postpone it, definitely do that, okay? But the good thing is, retrogrades get a really bad rap. Like, they totally do. And especially for the fact that we're going to be having 5 of them come Thursday when Mercury goes retrograde. It can bring a lot of good or a lot of bad, depending on how you look at the glass. Is it half full or is it half empty? Okay. Some people look at retrogrades and they think, oh no, it's going to slow everything down and nothing's going to work right, and I'm going to blame it on that. And that is some part of it. Okay, there is some truth to it. We've got Saturn, the planet of lessons and structure, and that's retrograde. Okay, so you're going to be finding that a lot of old lessons are coming due right now. A lot of karma's coming through. And that's thanks to Saturn being retrograde. You've got Jupiter. It's that planet of luck and expansion. So you may feel that your luck is down and you're not really getting the breaks that you were hoping for. Mercury, that planet of thoughts, can be retrograde. So you're going to find that communications are slowed down. You've got Mars, which is like the engine. Okay, it runs everything. When that dude goes retrograde, man, there is like zero passion, there is zero energy, and you feel like you are just kind of like your engine's kind of puking out too, right? So that's kind of a bad thing that happens when Mars goes retrograde. So, and then what's the other one we've got? We got Mars and Saturn and Jupiter. Oh, and Pluto. Pluto just went retrograde last week, okay? So when that happens, Pluto is a planet of, there goes Mercury again, making all these noises. You've got Pluto, which is that planet of death and renewal and power struggles. So you may find that there's a lot of issues with that going on in life at this time too. So you can look at the bad side of it, or you can look at it on the positive side for retrograde. Retrograde means looking to the past to fix the future, okay? You can look back on past power struggles that you may have had with Pluto. Where do things always go wrong in your life? Because of the power struggles that you have. You can look at it for the death aspect of it. Pluto, what deaths have happened? What do you still hold on to from that prevent you from moving into the future and moving forward, right? What about Saturn? Those the structures and rules and limitations that are put onto us. Where do you look to the past to see maybe where there weren't structures? Maybe you look to see at the present structures that just aren't working anymore and how they need to be reformed, right? Redone. Retrograde. It's redoing. Looking to Mercury, this is the time to really go inside and think in the mind. How can I restructure things? How can I reorganize things? How can I reorder things? That is what Mercury retrograde can bring you, a chance to really rethink, totally rethinking. You've got, what else? We got Jupiter. Jupiter is about expansion too. It's not just about luck. So you think anything that may be excessive. What if it's like, are you excessively spending money? Since we're really in this Taurus energy, and Jupiter is also in an earth sign. It's in Virgo. So it's also focused on money and it's focused on the physical body. So have you been eating really bad? Have you been excessively taking in the sweets or the alcohol or anything like that that may be affecting you? Retrograde's a time to look at it like that, right? And then the very last one we have is, I think that's all of them I just went through. I mean, you can look at it as positive or you can look at it as a negative, right? So, oh my gosh, now my husband's interrupting. Hold on. Okay, I think we got it all done here. All the Mercury-style communication interruptions I think have gotten in the midst here. So, anyway. So the last of our Taurus energies for the week is on Friday. Okay, we've got Venus, the planet of love and money. It's going to be going into the sign of Taurus also. Okay, now this is the planet that actually rules the sign of Taurus. Okay, because it has to do with, like I said, all of these Taurus type energies, the really physical types of things. Love and money are very, very physical. And, you know, and I kind of didn't give enough attention to this earlier because it really didn't play into part, but Taurus also takes on the romantic aspects of our life too, okay? I'm sure if you know any Taurus folks, they're very romantic. As much as they're practical, they're also very romantic and very loving. So it takes on that energy too. When Venus goes into that sign, it acts as like a stabilizer for our love life and also for our finances. So if you've been really hoping for some new beginnings in this with all this Aries new moon energy and just all of the new beginnings from Aries, it's really a fantastic time for that. When the sun starts shining its rays in Taurus, and then for Venus to be in there too, it's fantastic for your finances and for your love. So we've got all of that going on this week. Let's do our reading to kind of pull it all together before somebody else interrupts my thing here. Because it seems like Mercury's storm is storming up in here. So let's see, who is it? Who is helping work with us this week? Post Taurus energy. Is it here? Yeah. Sweet. This is an awesome stone, and it's so totally fitting with all these retrogrades. This is a rhyolite, okay? You can't really see it very good. There she be. There's a rhyolite. Such an awesome, speckly, cool stone. Rhyolites are totally about focusing on the past, pulling up past hurts, pulling up the toxic energy that comes from them. They're really good for past life regression. But of course, me and my astrologer mind, I am thinking of retrogrades right now, pulling all of those past lessons from the retrogrades. Rhyolite retrograde. I see a connection. That's really cool. It's really cool. I'm glad that they had me pull that one. Okay. So let's see what this healing energy of the retrogrades can bring for us this week. I feel like I need to do 6. So we'll do 6. 2. 3. Another cool thing with that rhyolite is it's green, earthy, like Taurus, like we've done so much talking about this week. 2 of fire. That brings about new partnerships. New relationships. I mean, it can be a new relationship, or it can also be like business related, because the fire suit also represents career. Maybe it brings things for career. Maybe it brings new connections that come with a career, but can also bring new things for relationships. So moving from the past to work with partners to bring the future. Says that you've come into your own new partnerships or contracts and continuing to move forward, which of course makes sense with the past energy that goes with that. Let's pull a chakra card to go with this, just to kind of pull a little bit of information from that for that new beginning. So let's do this 4 times. Two of Fire. Moving forward from the past, big time. One more. On the quest. Huh. Wowee. What a bunch of really interesting. I mean, I totally just see this as like retrograde, moving to the forward, going from the past to the future. There's a lot of that energy with these cards. I mean, the quest, obviously. And I swear. Okay, here we go. So, I mean, this is totally what that's going to be about. The quest is going to completely signify that moving from the past, moving into the future. You've got the past here in the dark, no longer serves you, and you want to go to the forward, to the future of the things that you want. Kind of like this, you got the one in the back, and you want to be the angel that's moving into the light. You've got the rhyolite that's about moving from those past things into the future. I totally feel that energy with all of this week. So let's utilize these retrogrades to our benefit, right? This week, let's totally focus on that, because it does bring about good things. That's the good thing. Out of all of it, it brings people in your path that help guide you to where you need to go. It helps lead you to that person that you're looking for, or that job that you're looking for, that path that you're looking for. But you gotta let go, right, of that stuff in the past. Review those actions, review those past thoughts, review those structures and limitations that you've set for yourself, that you've set for others, those excesses that you've done in terms of your own physical body, your own finances, your own giving excessively of yourself or taking excessively from others. Let's review all that in this time, this week, to really move forward for the future. So everybody have a fantastic week. Let's focus on this throat center, this blue, to be able to verbalize what you need, to be able to think what you need, to process and move forward for the future. Have a wonderful week. Bye.